morning, fellow crafters. It is an incredibly hot day here in Las Vegas, Nevada, so I thought it would be a good day to work inside instead of outside. One of my subscribers requested that I work on the Star Wars Stormtrooper, so I want to get that started. Those of you who have bought Lucy Collins' Star Wars kit, the one that has all of the Star Wars characters, you will have enough of the white, the black, and the stuffing to do a Star Wars Stormtrooper. You will also find in your kit an extra set of eyes. So for those of you who do not have that, I will put a link in the description box below to where you can either get the kit or where you can get the white, black, and the white yarn, the black yarn, and the stuffing, as well as the eyes off of Amazon. I know many of you followed along with me as I completed the Star Wars Yoda from this same kit. For those of you who didn't have an opportunity to see those yet, I will put a link in the description above, in that little card above, and also a description a link in the description below so that you can link to those videos and go ahead and do Yoda as well. Again, all of the parts for Yoda and the Stormtrooper are in the kit provided in the Lucy Collins Star Wars Crochet. So let's get started with the Stormtrooper. As we begin our Stormtrooper project, I want you to have on hand your white thread, a paper clip, your crochet hook, and you'll notice that I copied the instructions out of the book so that it would lay flat and I could see it more easily. Also have on hand the needle that came with your kit and some thread. And in this case, I'm using red thread. You can use any color since we're using the white yarn. The purpose of the thread is to mark our rows as we go. To begin with this amigurumi, you will want to take your thread or your yarn and tie just one loop onto your paper clip. Go ahead and take that paper clip that's attached to your yarn and lay it across your hand, and then wrap around 3 fingers, creating an X across the back of your fingers, and grab that with your pinky. Then come in underneath the first piece of yarn and grab the second piece. Twist your needle towards you and then take that off of your fingers, wrap your yarn for tension, and go ahead and make your first stitch. And then our book tells us to go ahead and make 2 stitches. So that's our second stitch to begin round 1. We will then go back into the first stitch that we just made, and within that same stitch we'll crochet 6 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, have to redo that one. Sorry, be patient with yourselves. I'm going to pull my circle tight. So go back again. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Remember again that you were going into that same first stitch. And you can tell that I still have a little bit of a loose piece here. I'm just going to continue to pull that a little bit tighter so it kind of gets it out of my way. All right, that completes round 1, and then we're going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch around. So wrap your thread and kind of move your paper clip yarn to the back half of your work, and go ahead and join your work by coming across. See that gap right there? We're going to close that up and make this the first stitch on our second round. So there's 1. We're going to go back in the same hole for 2. Go into the next stitch and do 2. That gives us 4. Next stitch, 5, 6. Our next stitch is 7, 8. Nine, 10, and these are our last 2 stitches, 11 and 12. That completes round 2, and I'm going to go ahead and turn my work over. I can see where I started with this piece that's still connected to my paper clip, and I'm going to take a piece of thread and mark that as round 2. Pull the loop out a little bit larger there and go ahead and just slip into my yarn and tie a single knot in my red thread. And that lets me know that round 2 is completed. That way when I get interrupted, which I always do, I can come back and know where I'm at. Okay, round 3 says that we're going to single crochet or do 2 single crochets in the next stitch and then single crochet in the one after for a total of 18. So we're going to single crochet or do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. There's 1 and 2. Single crochet in the one after. That's 3. The next 2 are in one stitch, 4 and 5, then a single crochet, 6, and then 2, 7, and 8, 9 is a single crochet, 10 and 11 are in the same stitch. 12 is in one. 13 and 14 will be in the same stitch. 15 is in one stitch. 16 and 17 are in the same stitch, and then we end on 18. When we turn it over, again, we're right back at our beginning. I don't want these videos to be too overwhelming, so I want you to have time to get started on rounds 1 through 3 and make sure you get your magic loop the way it needs to be. I think I'll go ahead and stop this video at round 3. You should have ended up with 18 single crochets according to our instructions, and you will have started with that magic circle in the beginning so that this area is nice and tight, and that will be the top of our Stormtrooper's head. We'll end on round 3 with 18 stitches, and I'll see you in the next video.